We got
Trapper's Lodge is top
Trapper's
deck.
Lodge, and we can immediately top deck something. You could open Importer and immediately top deck it here, if you want to do that.
So we're pretty lacking on crashing. We got villages and draw. Hitting 5 seems pretty important.
I mean, playing Importer turn 2 is one way to hit 5.
That is true. So turn 1 buy Importer, turn 2 play Importer. Then you could top deck whatever card you gain turn 3. But you can't play it till turn 4.
Like, what you can do is you play Importer turn 2, and then you gain, let's say, a barge and top deck it for turn 3 or something.
Yeah.
Then you're out of favors, but that's basically playing barge turn 3 seems pretty good to me. Oh no, sorry,
You're
you
not
played
playing barge turn
4.
3. You play
Sorry,
turn 3. You gain the barge at start of turn. You can
sorry.
top deck it,
Turn
but then
4
you
you
go
gain it.
draw at
Yeah,
turn 4.
but still, that seems reasonably good.
It's more of a gamble for Minionpawn having the 4/3 because if you buy the importer, there's a 60% chance you're seeing 2 money with it next turn.
Yeah, VRSmith is guaranteed another 3 cost. Is Druid any good this game? It can be non-terminal, but otherwise does not look particularly exciting to me. You already have plus buy on barge, so yeah, I think you probably don't want Druid at all.
Yeah, good. Probably worse than nothing. Is it not 60%? Isn't it just the odds you bottom deck a copper?
Um, it's 50, right? Because there's 3 coppers, and you're drawing. There's 1 card on bottom. There's 3 coppers, right? So it's
Yes.
50-50.
No, because the importer is always on top. So of the 5
Oh,
cards you could bottom deck, 3 are copper, 2 are estates.
so there's a 6% chance one of the coppers bottom decks. Yeah, you're right. Okay, it's
Yeah.
not from a random shuffle. Invasion looks pretty important here too. So spiking 10, pretty nice.
Yeah, I would definitely be happy to click invasion.
Ooh, we are top decking a silver as VRSmith here. I guess top decking silver is 100% to hit five here, right?
Yes.
So that means you're 100%. So you top deck a barge now.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
this,
so you
this
can play
definitely could
barge
be
turn
better.
3.
Uh,
So you can play barge turn 3. Look at that. I was right all along. Just ignore my poor reasoning to get there.
yeah, obviously you want to minimize the number of silvers because of Bandit Fort, but I think the upside of getting to play the barge a turn sooner definitely seems high enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Minionpawn can't do the silver thing. So Minionpawn top decking importer makes some sense, and does unfortunately get the 2 copper here.
Yeah, so I don't understand why Minionpawn bought a silver turn 1. As Steph is pointing out, the odds of you hitting the number you want are not high. Like if you buy the silver, you're taking a 40% chance of hitting 5, top decking the silver, as opposed to a 100% chance. Whereas
Yeah.
the importer, it's slower because you're not going to see the 5 until turn 4, but it's 100% guaranteed to gain you the 5.
I think of first mate already, huh? First mate's awkward. Like, because if you next turn the barge, the first mate just doesn't do anything, right? It's not going to draw.
That is true.
Um, I mean, it's nice if you can like collide first mate barge, because then you can next turn the barge and then draw 3 cards, which is pretty cool.
I'm
But in the non-collision case,
I'm going to say the first mate was a mistake. Maybe VRSmith was trying to click Bizarre and didn't notice.
I
And next
was
turn they're going to be like,
absolutely
oh god, have
expecting
this
Bizarre.
first mate get in my deck.
Yeah, like the Bazaar seemed like pretty clearly correct to me, but here we are. Maybe we'll bottom deck the first mate here, and it won't be a total loss.
I could definitely see getting first mate at a later date. Uh, but Barge looks, no, sorry, not Barge. Bizarre looks better while they're the rest of the pile.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that first mate looks bizarre?
It does look bizarre.
Mm.
All right, Minionpawn does manage to hit 5 off this silver in turn 4. So you could top deck a Bizarre and a Barge and then play both. Yeah, that looks pretty nice.
All right. Well, looks like we're getting more first mates here, or maybe barges. Probably more barges makes more sense, right?
I would say that, and yet I would think the correct number of first mates is 0. So who's to say where this deck's about to go?
Good point. Devil's
Aha.
Workshop.
VR
Devil's
Smith
Workshop is.
claims to dislike that Devil's Workshop, but here we see that when push comes to shove and all the chips are on the table, they do get Devil's Workshop after all.
I'm a little skeptical of that Devil's Workshop. I guess we're gaining gold with it. Maybe that's fine.
I don't know. It's just a laboratory.
Um, Gold is worth -2 points, which is maybe worth a consideration. I don't know. I kind of just want to take like the Poacher or something, though. Just, Poacher's unlikely to ever start reducing hand size, at least not for a long time.
Probably the Bazaars and Barges empty at some point, but you also have a bunch of junk. So even once Poacher is discarding stuff, it's not a terrible card.
Mhm. Also, I guess the first mate, the first mate Poacher strategy is, real. If you're discarding all your cards and then just drawing back up.
Maharath says, I'm guessing that FM is hoped to be a Super Necro. With what action cards? They gained it when they had one copy of two different terminals in their deck.
Yeah, the first mate, and FM here, I'm gonna assume means first mate, not farmer's market. But yeah, the first mate is not. I don't think it's good.
Farmer's Market is a Super Necro because it is a stop card that lets you buy more Bazaars.
Vault. We're doing first mate. We're doing first mate vault. Let's go. Let's go. First mate vault. What is going on here?
Alrighty, we've
I don't.
assembled the components of the fabled first mate vault combo. How many are we discarding here?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm really invested in VRSmith's deck right now because it is absolutely not anywhere on my radar for what I was gonna do on this board. So let's just see how it plays out.
I agree with discarding one because then you just draw exactly to the end of your shuffle, and then all the stuff goes back in the shuffle. I feel like first mate and vault are both cards that would be on my radar on like turn 11 or 12. I feel like we're skipping some steps here and jumping ahead.
My plan was barge Bazaar until you can invasion, and then think about doing other stuff. That was my plan.
It's like at some point you'll have a bunch of imps, and then you'll be like, I want a diversity of action cards, and then the barges will be gone. You want more draw, and maybe the bazaars are gone or low, and you want more actions, and then you take the vault on the first mate, and they do interesting things.
I guess I guess you can first mate all the imps. I don't know. Discard all but buy silver, but silver. I don't want to trigger the shuffle. I don't think. I think just discard one and don't trigger shuffle.
Yeah,
The other option is
in the estate.
If you discard 4 here, everything but silver, can you ever hit 10? I think the answer is no.
Yeah.
So I don't like it.
Yeah, this hits 5. This looks
Hey, Bazaar is a cool card.
Now we have to get another copy of one of these two cards.
So we're taking another first mate and a Bazaar here? And an imp?
I'm going to say Vault Bazaar.
Vault Bazaar? I think first mate Bazaar. Let's go.
Bazaar? Yeah, why are we thinking of Bazaar? Clearly the second string village. First mate, vault, an additional copy of each.
What about... Yes, 2 more first mates and more vaults. Okay, takes the Bazaar. Good. Okay. This Bazaar, immediate dividends. Look at this hand right here. Absolutely immediate dividends on the Bazaar.
Oh, that's a nice turn right there. I think you're going to need barges, Bazaar, presumably, for plus buy anyway. Or maybe we're just adding farmers markets to the first mate deck. Who's to say?
More Bazaar, more Bazaar. How bizarre, how bizarre. All right, who's going to hit invasion first? That's the real question.
My money is on VRSmith.
This turn is possible hit that. Okay, first mate. Do you imp the first mate or do you first mate the imp?
I think you just play the imp. If you draw into the vault, you can pitch all the first mates. Is this 10? 1, 2, 3. It's 1 coin short.
You can draw silver, right?
What did you say?
Well, if you discard 1, 2, yeah, discard all of this, and you'll just draw back up to you'll hit 8, 10 here, right?
Oh, I missed they played a first mate. So yeah, it would also would have just been 10 if they didn't play the first mate and pitched everything.
Ooh, that almost missed 10. You got there though. So what are we toolsing for now?
I'd love to get another Bazaar, but
I mean, we're always invasioning here. More barges and invasion and top deck a Bazaar.
Yeah, like, oh, that's a beautiful loot to get right now.
Orb! Next turn, a barge is so good.
No.
Next turn, this barge.
Play the first mate and then next turn the barge in your hand.
I guess you can also do that. Yeah, that's a huge orb. Oh, we are doing first mate. That is so good. You have to clear your shuffle too. Wait, do we want to clear a shuffle there? What do we draw?
It drew into the Devil's Workshop.
Okay, sure, yeah, seems pretty good. What a wild game this has been. All right, just next turn this barge, and then
Buy
hope
a
to have a good turn
Bazaar.
next turn. Take another bazaar and another barge.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now
piles are
piles are
getting pretty
super
low.
low. Yeah. Tools has a tendency to run out because tools can gain more tools. It's always in
Hmm.
play whenever you're playing tools.
Yeah, I expect you want to probably start scoring soon. Who has silver in this deck?
Both of them
Is it
have
one
one.
silver each?
Yeah.
Okay, because the bandit fort
VRSmith has a
points are
duchy.
there. You kind of want to next turn this, but you also want to hit 10, so I don't know what you do here as Minionpawn.
I would
It's an
strongly
awkward
consider just
shuffle.
buying a province.
Mm, yeah, might be too late for invasions.
I mean, I don't know that it's too late for invasions. I just have 8 money and not 10 money. I want points.
Well, I was gonna say you could draw on the barge there or just next turn it,
Yeah.
because
If
turning the
invasion
shuffle
were
now
a
looks pretty
reasonable
bad.
possibility, I think you're clicking invasion. I think that drawing on looked
Hmm.
risky.
Well, piles are so low that you have to province here.
Yeah. So you've drawn into
Do you
more
lower more?
tools, and I'm not even sure you want to play the tools because, like, what are you gaining off of it? You're either lowering a
Um,
pile or you're gaining something you don't want.
mhm. I
What
mean,
pile is low?
tools is a low
Bazaar.
pile.
Bazaar is very low.
Tools is
Barge is
low.
very low. Tools is low.
All right, here you play imp, I guess, or do you play first? I guess you played the imp on the first mate or first mate on the imp. I'm not sure.
I just think 5 tools could run pretty fast in a kingdom where the players have 5 tools in their decks already, which is
Yes,
frankly more tools than I
tool.
feel like ought to have been gained.
I think you play imp here on the first mate instead of the other way around.
I think imp first because I would love to draw into a
No,
bazaar
no,
if
no.
I
Wait, there's
could.
another imp. Is there an imp down there?
Yeah, this
Oh, there's
definitely.
Bazaar. Okay. Well, no. If you first make the imp, you can then like still play Bazaar.
And what's the upside of doing the first mate first?
I think there's another imp down there, right? So if you
Oh, if
first
you
mate
drew into
imp,
another
play
imp.
Bazaar. Yeah, if you draw into another imp, it's good. I think there's an imp down there. I could be wrong.
Why not first mate, first mate? You're just making one less money off of your vault.
If you have three first mates, then you can start doing some stuff, I guess.
Prized by the FM discard. Uh, I don't have a strong opinion on that.
Maybe you want to put it into because we're going to try the shuffle here, probably. So maybe you want it in the
Yeah, like you might expect that you're going to draw into the shuffle, but not all the way through, and be happy to have first mate next turn.
yeah. Oh, there's an orb down there. Or no, there's an orb somewhere. There's an orb down there. This orb is so good. Is orb the best loot on this board?
Hmm.
It was certainly the best loot the turn they got it.
Let's investigate. I kind of suspect that an early goat would be better.
Maybe. How much do you want next turn? You can next turn twice here with the barge. You don't have to draw.
Staff would be phenomenal here.
Oh yeah, sorry, staff. Sorry, I forgot
Figurehead
staff.
looks great. Puzzle box would be solid. I
Did this win?
think Orb's probably like the top 4. All right.
I don't think we're there for the win.
Let's see how much we get. So tools could gain a barge, and then you would need 20 money plus the ability to score. Or you could score the invasion to gain the barge, and the tools can gain a tools. It does look a little bit
You
off.
can tools can game tools, and then orb can play tools. It saves you exactly 1 money.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh no, then you have to play the bar. Then you have to buy the barge. So that costs you money. Never mind. Is there other tools down there?
Well,
I
if
can't
you
remember how many tools
score
they
with
have.
invasion, you're getting a barge and a duchy for only 7, which is a reason to gain tools with tools.
That's true. And then you just need to buy a state.
So tools gains tools, orb gains tools. You buy a barge and then a duchy for 7. Then you have to buy 3 more tools and an estate. So you would need 21 total money. We're only 6 money off of that.
Invasion gets you, well, our invasion might get you only 1 money. It usually gets you 3 money, but there's a chance it gets you 1
That is
money.
true. I'm assuming that the invasion gets you 3 money. It could get you as much as 4 money if it gains a spell scroll that you turn into a tools. Actually, that's like 8 money because you'd gain a
Um,
tools,
I will also point
which
out
would
it
gain a
could give you
tools.
doubloons. If it gives you doubloons, it can also get you minus 2 VP.
That'd be pretty funny. Okay, so there's a non-zero chance that VRSmith has a win in hand if either of the two spell scrolls is the top loot.
I'm gonna say we just next turn these 2 barges in double province. How does that sound?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to risk a championship game on hoping that spell scroll is the top loot. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm sure you've never been there, so okay, hold on, we found a tool.
I've
Does this
never
win
been
now?
there.
That was a fun game 7 for not you, I guess. All right, does this win? It's real close.
See, this feels like a win. So 2 tools gain
Tools
2
for
more tools. Or begins another
well,
tools. Yeah, this
1
is
tool for
easily
barge.
winning.
Tools gains a barge is cheaper.
Is it cheaper than the invasion line?
Well, invasion. Well, are we not invasioning? Are we?
Seems like we are.
Um, I guess. Yeah, I don't. We didn't need to invasion though. Like, I don't. Why do we invasion?
So even a chalice wouldn't have stopped that. Would have a doubloons? I think
Would the
doubloons
Blues have
might have
stopped
thrown
that?
a wrench into the works there.
I think the Balloons was losing, right? Because they had exactly 2 point lead, so the Balloons would have lost the game.
That would have been pretty funny.
Yeah, I think the invasion was. What is that?
Oh
What is that
no.
card in the top? Oh no! Oh wow. Okay. Sorry. Just to finish the last game, I'm pretty sure the Balloons would have lost the game there, and I think you could have won without invasion. So it ended up working out fine, but it was a little bit risky.
That would have been a funny
Anyway,
finish.
I see Governor Possession going on here?
I'm not even
And
gonna pretend to
Ninja.
understand how possession works. I haven't played with this card in ever.
Hold on. There's like Ninja Governor Possession. What is happening? This is a wild time.
It does look like the fault of at
Banquet.
least one of these players for not banning the full suite of 5 cards and
You
just
have to
liking
play
5 more.
Possession here. Governor Possession is so good. Like you just draw, play Possession, and now I have to play your large hand.
That is kind of nasty, isn't it?
Yeah. Banquet for Souk is actually completely reasonable. It basically just turns 2 estates into 2 coppers.
Yeah.
And then I guess the Souk is also good against the Ninja discard. Yeah, I think you just have to. We're saying silver. Silver over Banquet for Souk just seems completely wrong to me.
But I'd rather have a silver in my deck than a Souk. Yeah, converting 2 estates to 2 coppers sounds like a pretty big upside.
The Souk is also good against the Ninja attack, right?
Yeah.
So like it kind of nullifies some ninjas. So I think you just have to go Banquet for Souk here on the open.
Is that a reason to maybe not get Ninja? Like, what if you just did double Banquet for a Souk?
That only turns. Then your entire deck is 2 Souks and 10 copper. That's your second shuffle deck.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Maybe. But yeah, I think Banquet for Souk makes a lot of sense here. No, I was around in the early days, okay, when we didn't have ban lists and possession was a thing to deal with.
I never played on the older clients. I do remember
Okay,
when the ban list
here's
didn't exist, but
no,
possession
here.
was just globally banned for everybody and you could never get it.
Can I tell you about one of my favorite games I've ever played in my entire life?
Do tell.
It was Governor, Possession, Forge. You play governors, draw the entire deck. On their turn, they had a forge in their deck. I forged their entire deck, and then they drew 0 cards. And I got to play again.
I do recall. So the order of this doesn't this have with donate as well?
Yeah,
Or used to, and maybe it doesn't anymore because donate changed. I don't know how
donate
possession
changed. I think
works
it's
even
different.
slightly.
So if they draw their 5-card hand before they regain their trash cards. So if you trash their entire deck, all they draw is their forge because there's no more cards to draw, and then all their cards go in their discard.
That's awful.
Yeah, so it was a fun game. I played that. I think it was Isotropic. That was like way back in the day. Anyway, VRSmith did do the banquet suit open.
And found the ninja,
Uh,
or found the Suk in the hand that got ninja'd.
um, Listen, y'all are mad at me for this. I'm just playing the rules, okay? Blame Donald X, okay? My opponent probably didn't enjoy the game as much, but you know what? We all learned something.
I tried to leave possession unbanned for a brief bit on the Templegate client, on the hopes of just like it's a confusing card, maybe they'll ignore it. And the one in like 10 games where they didn't, I realized I hated the card and I banned it again.
Like eventually you get possession here. It's just kind of it's a bit of a slow build until then. Minionpawn did trash the ninja. The ninja does a lot of work early though, but maybe it's fine to trash already.
Processions look really good for getting Suks back out of the deck. You just gain Suks to thin your cards, and then you process the Suks, and then they're gone.
Mm-hmm. Like here, you don't want to draw with governor. Do you really want gold though? You don't want to trash either.
I'm honestly just afraid to say anything definitive about this kingdom because I don't understand how it works, and I'm worried I'm like, ah, yeah, get procession here, and you're like, ah, you would have activated the procession stalemate. Everyone knows procession possession
Um,
leads to your whole deck gets trashed, and then you're stuck locked out of the
here's
game.
no here. This game is actually pretty straightforward. Okay, get
Okay,
one possession and as many governors as you can. That's
okay.
all you need. How you get there is a interesting question. But if you have like 7 governors in a possession, you just easily win.
So VRSmith has a potion already.
I'll be back in 1 second.
Oh,
You'll
don't
have
leave
to.
me with
You
this
have to
kingdom.
listen, I want you to meditate on the board you're seeing, okay, and really think about it, okay.
Well, that's a sad. I guess you. VRSmith has a ninja. You can process the ninja and gain something. Oh, we've seen another potion. No possessions yet. Oh, this could be it. No, it can't be it. Whiffed by one. Yeah, not a very good draw here. Didn't manage to hit possession. Also didn't manage to have enough junk in hand to process the ninja into a souk. It's gonna be funny if Minionpawn plays the ninja here because that definitely benefits VRSmith more than it hurts. Be happy to discard a bunch of cards here with the souk in hand. I consider undoing and buying another souk, trashing 2 cards. Buying a ninja here. What am I missing? Why is ninja a good buy there? I mean, I know VRSmith trashed the one ninja, but ninja just doesn't seem very strong here. Like you got other terminals to play. You can proc it. I guess the procession ninja interaction is a. I like the idea of processing ninja to gain fives. I would have just thought the main function of the procession was to get the souks out of the deck.
All right, how we doing? I see a lot of governors.
No
I see no
possession yet.
possessions. Hmm,
This could be the turn. No, it can't be.
it cannot be. Buy nothing here, I assume.
Hmm.
I mean, can't imagine Astrolabe or Silver is what you want.
Yeah, I think nothing looks right. We're getting to 6. He's gonna hit
Oh,
6. There's one more card to
we might
draw.
get there. One more card.
Is it just why is there a ninja in Fearsmith? Oh, because they played it last turn. 3:43 a.m. in Japan. Burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, proccing governor is not a terrible idea, just to guarantee you hit. Because hitting possessions is a pretty big deal. And it looks like Beersmith's trying desperately to hit possession here.
Crashing a governor to do it even.
If you try to governor and miss possession, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so for sure I would expect that you draw with this governor, because then you can discard attack him anyway with your ninja. And you're just kind of all in on getting to possession at this point. Interesting order. I'm surprised and confused at the ninja before governor play. Obviously, drawing with governor first and then ninja means you undo the extra card you drew them. If you drew into the potion off of the ninja, then maybe be happy to have not drawn with the governor. VRSmith just wants the last 2 governors, I guess. This smells like it's gonna be. I think that would have done it. I don't think they needed to process the governor. Couldn't you just play the governor and process the suit, which both keeps a governor in your deck and gets a suit out of the deck? I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, but we do have our first possession gain here.
Oh, not quite yet. Who's to say what they do here? We're
And-
trashing all the good cards. Maybe we're gonna trash the potion to a suit.
you use silver to souk to trash 2 copper, and you can
Yes.
still buy possession. Okay, so I found my old Dominion strategy forum post
Okay.
about the pin.
What's the date on this post?
The date is January 8th, 2013.
Okay.
Pins were a bigger deal back in the day because we had like the masquerade pins.
Oh, back before the masquerade text got changed.
Yeah, this was the pre masquerade errata.
I am become
Um,
death, the destroyer of worlds. J. Robert Oppenheimer. I saw that movie.
all right, possessions are in play. Possessions are in play. Let's go. It looks like Minionpawn does not get a good shuffle here, which is probably going to give VRSmith the first crack at the possession.
Hmm. Still
You
looks
probably
like you
just
just
proc the
processed the
nin-
suit to me.
No, proc the ninja. I think at this point you don't want ninja in your deck anymore, right?
Don't want ninja. Why do you not want ninja in your deck?
Well, because you don't want discard attack them.
I mean, you don't particularly want to play the ninja, but it's also a card they can't play on your turn, or they just gonna attack themselves.
That's true. That is also true. The lack of actions is definitely tricky here. Also,
Fortunately, your opponent has a procession, and you can process their governors for them.
governor split. Is it 4/4?
Somehow there are two in the trash.
It is true. Governor cannot remodel possession into province because province does not cost 8 potion.
Governor requires it to be a card costing exactly 2 more. Remodel could turn a possession into a province, because it doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
that word exactly.
Trashing the proc makes a lot. The proc is so much better for your opponent than it is for yourself. I think
Yes.
because the proc gives your opponent a village and does not give you a village unless you want to trash your governors, which you definitely don't want to do. Oh, also trashing the goal is important too because you don't want Minionpawn getting provinces. This is the problem with possession, right? You have to play just the weirdest of decks.
So what are we doing with this hand right now? Remodel the gold into a province? Remodel the procession into a gold?
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna say remodel gold to province makes more sense to me. Like you're usually just happy to just make your deck, as green as possible, as long as you can draw through and play your possessions.
So perhaps you play possession and buy a souk here, trashing procession copper?
I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, I guess you could also trash the souk instead of the copper.
Rice is a protection from opponents' remodel modes. Yeah, you would not be unhappy to have a rice in your deck, I think, because they can't effectively remodel it. I guess they can just play your rice and then make money off of it. But if you
Mhm.
manage to have rice in your starting hand, you could just trash it. No, actually, no. Look, I don't know how this card works, so all of this could be totally wrong. But they're probably not remodeling in their deck. They're probably playing their governors for draw, then playing possession, and they're remodeling your deck. So you're not going to be able to trash a rice because you're going to be the one remodeling your golds into provinces on their behalf.
At at some point, you're able to respond to the governor remodel. Like right now, the VRSmith remodeled. Right, if there was a rice in Minionpawn's hand, they could have turned it into province. Rice does seem like a pretty good card, though, just for that purpose.
I guess you could have a rice in your deck, then you could possess
Oh, you're
them,
right.
and then you could
Yeah,
remodel with their governors.
that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Possession. What a wild game. The governor possession is just so wild.
Remodel possession here. Yeah, so how does that work? So if you want to minimize the chance that they find their possession, you could trash their possession on their turn, and then it's going to be in their discard pile, which makes it harder for them to draw to it.
Um, I think you'd want to remodel. I think you do want to ninja attack yourself here as VRSmith, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you want to ninja attack yourself here as VRSmith. I think you do. I don't like drawing there. I would have loved to remodel there as VRSmith playing Minionpawn's deck.
What happens if, let's say you ninja attack yourself, then you gain a souk, then you trash 2 cards, then you play their possession. They get to take a turn with your 1 card hand, and then you go back to a 5 card hand?
Yeah. This
Interesting.
board's wild. This is a wild board. So VRSmith has 5. So it's 5-3 on the governors. I'm gonna guess VRSmith just wins on the back of having 5 governors. Procking the ninja. I love it. It's so good. So good. What a wild time this is.
So what do you discard down to? If you discard down to anything but a governor, and they don't play their possession, then your hand is shot. If you discard down to the governor, well, then there's a chance they have a turn with your deck.
You can discard down to Governor 2 copper here, and then you can gain Souk and trash the 2 copper.
Yeah, I was assuming we're going to go down to a 1 card hand. But would you rather that... I assume you want to have a governor in the hand? Because like if you're Minionpawn and you see that, probably you just don't possess them that turn.
Maybe.
Okay, so VRSmith
Yeah,
is just with a potion in hand.
I think this is a risky play. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe you're just like expecting Minionpawn to have it. Like Minionpawn just doesn't have to play the possession though.
Right. So if
Yeah,
you're
I think
Minionpawn,
what
you don't know what that 1 card... Well, you can also draw them cards, I guess.
yeah, I mean that's the idea. You're gonna draw some cards. Having 2 possessions is wild. I don't think you I guess 2 is fine. Alright, so like this hand from VRSmith is gonna get possessed. Minionpawn was not supposed to play possession. Minionpawn was supposed to not play possession there.
So now you have 1 and a
Yeah.
potion. Or 2 and a potion if you want it. Yeah, there you go.
So you have to why are we undoing?
I The order does not change with the amount of money you make.
No. But yeah, like Minionpawn was supposed to not play possession there. Definitely not supposed to play possession there. Here, I guess you keep drawing. You want to find your good stuff. Possession. Possession is a hard card to play well with. It's not easy at all. You know what's fun? If you gain if you choose to gain treasure with governor, you get both the gold and the silver.
Oh my. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't even know.
I don't know. That's how it goes though. So here you can governor remodel, and you can turn this rice into province.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
We get 2 actions here. This is a great board. All right, people shouldn't ban possession because of boards like this. Okay, this is some old school Dominion.
Crashing the governor. Oh, to get the governor out of the deck.
It gets governor out of deck, but also it just gives you a village effect, which I guess is probably not actually relevant. Maybe it is. Probably not.
Well, so I understand why they processed the governor, but they also trashed the other governor with the governor they processed.
Oh, you're right. That's interesting. Sure. Okay. Yeah, it does get out of the deck, which is important. Yeah, like I said, the governor split is the major thing that matters here, and the 5-3 is basically just completely over. Gold is gold is definitely riskier, because your opponent can make use of golds. Your opponent can't. I guess your opponent can make use of rices, but it's harder.
So now what are you discarding down to? If you leave them with a junkie hand the second time, maybe they don't fall for it. Maybe you leave yourself... I think discard the possession, because the risk-reward ratio in that card is just too off-kilter. But leave yourself with a governor so you have something of a turn if they don't possess you.
Mm-hmm. All right, Minionpawn again has just a rough anything for Minionpawn. Like you can't win this game with being down 2 governors. I think is the main thing.
They didn't play the possession. This time VRSmith does have the governor.
Mm-hmm. But you still can draw with governor. Like you still have
Yeah.
like 5 governors in deck, right? Like maybe you're thinking about Maybe you're thinking about not drawing on here. Okay, well you missed the.
That's a dud.
I mean, you played a ninja, I guess. Soup makes no money, one money. I don't know. You can banquet here. Like just no, you're not actually no. You want to destroy your deck yet. You're getting close to the point where you want to destroy your deck, but not quite yet.
I'm going to take your word for that.
I mean, at this point, VRSmith is also just kind of fishing for half VP. Like banquet for Souk here would be totally reasonable, I think. You can trash potion Souk or whatever.
They bought a potion.
Sure. I mean, potion's there for remodel purposes, I guess. All right. And you get to proc the governor now.
So we're getting the governor out of the deck.
So here's the thing, right? VRSmith's deck is not that good.
Right.
Which is good for VRSmith.
So now we play the possession. And it doesn't really matter whether you play the Souk. Oh, you can ninja them. Did you want to do that? I don't think you wanted to do that, did you?
You're ninja attacking yourself. That's fine. I mean, so VRSmith has, what, 3 governors in those 9 cards? No. 2 governors in those 9 cards, right? There's one set aside.
Ninja sure helps. Oh, ninja is 2 more types for the rice. That makes sense. Was the rice not going to get to 8 other? Yeah, so they were going to be at 7 in a potion. This gets them to 9 in a potion. And that's probably the main reason.
I guess you just draw on here. If you whiff, you can ninja attack them. So just draw on. Or no, sorry, I take it back. Sorry, go to province makes a lot more sense. I take it back. And take a state now, I guess. Like, the road to half VP is coming.
Indeed.
Here you proc the Souk.
Between the province and duchy pile, there's only 27 points there. So Minionpawn will have to get all of those plus a bunch of estates. That ain't happening. Is VRSmith's deck being bad that good for VRSmith when VRSmith still gets more turns with their deck than Minionpawn?
Yes.
So like the potion, for example, is a card you can't play on your turn, but you can remodel on their turn.
Yeah, the points lead is doing that. Okay, so it looks like player 2 finally wins a game, and VRSmith finds themselves 1 win short of their 3rd championship.
Player 1 won, just under player 2's control.
You're actually right. Player 1 kind of did win that one too. Listen, I thought that was a great game. Okay, anyone who thinks that wasn't a great game just doesn't like Dominion. All right, that's what I'm gonna say.
I don't think I would have enjoyed playing that game.
Oh no, not playing. I'm saying watching. There are some boards which are just way more fun to watch than to play.
Let's see what Young John said about this pin.
Young Johns had some weird thoughts on things.
I recognize a few of these names.
There are some people still around. A lot of people not around anymore.
Young Johns hasn't responded at all as of yet. Just posted his combo and then waltzed off into the distance.
Yep, that's how I do.
We still don't have a table yet. Oh yeah, I pulled up the league standings a while back when someone asked. I never actually put them on the screen. Where's VRSmith? So VRSmith has won 8 times in the Dominion League. Look at where's the player chart? They had quite a run of it around season 46, 47, 48, 49. Now they're back. We're in A for a second, and then back down to B. And then, where's Minionpawn? Okay, control Fing Minion doesn't actually work all that great on a website about Dominion.
Yeah, you might want to go the full name there.
Minionpawn is currently in C division. And I spent 1 season in A, 9 in B, 7 in C, and a little time in D, E, and F. The latter all being at the start of their career. And they've been bouncing back between mostly B and C for a bit with some breaks.
Hmm. So we got VRSmith currently in B with only one game played or one match played. It is hard to play your league and your tournament if you're doing both at the same time.
And both players are at the table.
Okay. And
So this could be match point for VRSmith. Minionpawn wins, we go to game 7.
um yeah, and tie is also a win, so VRSmith can also just offer a draw if that's relevant somehow. Although it's not kind of board where you can really offer draws very easily, given that there's curses and multiple buys.
So we've got plenty of draw cards. The village situation looks a tad awkward. You get hideout, which requires you to trash something. Landing party, which there's no easy way to get back out of play once you played it. Oh, hunting party and patron are both in this kingdom. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. I think the villages are fine here. It's a little awkward, but you can storp some villages with patron, and you can use like hideout to get you some villages also. And maybe occasional landing party if you're desperate for a village effect.
So for context, even monolithically, just clicking hunting party and patron can make for a very strong deck. Because hunting party reveals every card in your hand, then starts running through your deck trying to find another unique card. And if your deck is just like Copper Estate Hunting Party Patron, each hunting party is going to skip through like your entire deck. And then it's going to reveal every patron in your deck and make you a ton of coffers. And then that deck with just like 2 or 3 patrons and 2 or 3 hunting parties just starts hitting province extremely consistently.
Yeah.
And
I assume you
then
want a Margrave.
yeah, you probably want plus buy, so Margrave would add to that deck. Buried Treasure could also fit in.
It's
And that,
okay. It's hard for me to click buried treasure instead of hunting party though.
yeah, I'm not sure how best to what do you add to that deck to make it better? Because obviously the downside of adding a diversity of other cards is then your hunting parties aren't seeing your whole deck each time.
Yeah,
Probably
my
it plays more
guess
like an engine than a combo here.
my guess is you can build a double province pretty quickly. Do you want to build like double plus? Is I guess the question. Probably.
There's like one Margrave, buy 2 things each turn for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, your deck's gonna be really like between the hunting party and grottos and silos and all this. Like your deck's gonna be pretty consistent.
Yes,
So
that
like you
also
don't
looks pretty
need to.
good.
You're pretty happy to like start greening early, basically.
Yeah, so maybe it seems like at least VRSmith wants a pair of grottos. You do like 2 grottos,
I assume
one
we're setting.
Margrave, and otherwise just by hunting parties and patrons.
Yeah, I assume you're just assigning two here and buying Margrave over hunting party first. Yeah, Margrave first makes a lot of sense to me. And then you can start adding. That's like as VRSmith now. You start adding hunting parties. Also, as minion points for adding hunting parties. I think the grottos are going to be really good in this board. I think the grottos are kind of necessary to make the deck. Well, not necessary, but I think they help a lot to make the deck very consistent. Because the nice thing about the grottos and the silos is you can basically guarantee drawing multiple patrons and hunting parties to start your turn.
Yeah, like without grotto, the deck would still be fine. But there's nothing super important to buy on 3 or less anyway, and so certainly there's no downside to taking the grotto.
Yeah, and like here, VRSmith has the option of setting aside 4 or set aside 2 and buying hunting party. And I think I like set aside 2 by hunting party.
Important play order thing here that I think people mess up a lot is if you have, say, a Margrave in your hand, a patron in your hand, and you've got some other non-terminal card like a grotto elsewhere in your deck. I think the intuitive thing to do is like you play the non-terminal cards like patron first, and then you finish off with the patron. But with the villager, you want to do the reverse. You play the Margrave, then play the patron. Because if, for example, you draw into some cantrips or something, you can play those, play the patron, reset the villager.
Mm-hmm. All right, do you just toss all 5 copper here? I think probably. Actually, that's not. No, because you're not going to get as much draw. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, might as well play that grotto patron. Here you can set aside more than last time. Maybe you think about a buried treasure now or something. Like maybe the third buy is relevant.
I'm not sure. Like, obviously, I would not mind having a pair of buried treasures. They could also be a hunting party and a patron, and then you're getting to double province super fast after that.
I guess the advantage of normal hunting party now is you weren't discard attacked last turn, so your next turn is going to be worse. So maybe you do want to have the extra hunting party for next turn because you're more likely to get discard attacked this turn.
Steph says set aside 2 estates, buy a hunting party and a patron. That sounds reasonable. Looks like VRSmith is
Um,
just going for the hunting party, also
just hunting
perfectly
party.
sensible option.
But yeah, I think maybe like at some turn you can buy like province buried treasure, and that's how you kind of build from there once you're kind of reliably drawing. Do you play Margrave before hunting party here? I guess you do, right? Play Margrave first because
Uh,
you want to clean shuffle. Is that right? Not sure actually.
that sounds true when you say it that way.
I mean, the advantage of like having a dirty shuffle is you have copper there, so you can silos it. So I'm not sure if like you're supposed to have a clean shuffle or not there.
Oh, yeah, was it all coppers down there?
There might have been some estate. I guess there's maybe one estate down there.
The coppers are probably going to get pitched by the opponent's Margrave, though. Probably this is all super marginal. In general, I would normally,
Yeah.
I think, in most Silos kingdoms, you often would proactively rather top deck your coppers because that's the best place for them to be is in your starting hand.
Uh-huh. But yeah, the Margrave makes it a little awkward. Anyway, VRSmith I think is probably in commanding lead here because Minionpawn did not get another grotto down, which means this turn is likely to be pretty bad for Minionpawn.
Yeah, that's no good. It might have something to do with them not having a second grotto to get down.
Oh, yeah. But you don't have a second grotto. I take it back. It was self-inflicted.
Minion
But yeah.
Pawn is not going to live by the grotto. They're just going to die by the grotto.
Yeah, the Silver Open was like it's a board where you want grotto, and on boards you want grotto, you almost always open grotto.
Yeah, I don't love the silver. Again, just if nothing else, it's just a card in the deck that's going to keep the hunting party from seeing more patrons. It's not even a card you're going to want later.
All right, so you're taking what? Buried Treasure Hunting Party? Patron? Buried Treasure Hunting Party Patron, maybe?
Sounds reasonable to me. Yep.
Um, Steph says no, but your
I'm not
Smith
sure which
says
thing he was
yes.
saying no to.
The problem with Double Hunting Party is you don't get another third buy next turn, so you're stuck with 2 buys next turn. Oh no, provinces, yeah. Do we need Double Hunting Party? I guess the problem with Double Hunting Party there is you don't get the buried treasure, which means you get a bunch of coffers, but you can't spend the money on buys necessarily. I guess, yeah, set aside 1 less copper and take Double Hunting Party buried treasure. Actually, no, I take it back. That was better. Yeah, that would be a better line.
A new plan. Add a magnate to reveal your
Um,
patrons.
all right. Again, play the Margrave first here, I would assume. Second Grotto turn 9 is bad. Yeah, the lack of second Grotto, I think, is pretty bad. Yeah, so VRSmith, I think this game is basically over.
I would concur with that. I do
Yeah,
feel like a number of these were lost in the opening.
Yeah, is it province time? Like province double hunting party?
Could be.
Unless
Also not in a rush.
like, do you need?
Could
You don't
like
need a 4th buy, right?
triple hunting party even. Just make sure you're never going to dud.
I guess. Sure. I don't know. I think province now is probably fine.
I just buy an extra grotto or two to emphasize the point.
Maybe more grotto. Do another buried treasure. Okay, sure. I guess we want a 4th buy. My thought was if you take province there, you can start doing like double province into triple province, and you can basically take 6 provinces in like 3 turns or something. The awkward thing with multiple buried treasures is you might not be able to draw them. Because Hunting Park could just skip over them, technically speaking.
Didn't Minionpawn win the game with the grotto skip / delay? I forget which it was. Wasn't that the remodel peddler game, which VRSmith won?
VRSmith won that one, yeah. The Monastery Open definitely lost. No, having 2 BTs is drawable. Having more than 2 is not drawable. Or it can not be. At some point, you gotta play Margrave before Hunting Party, just so you can draw hopefully more patrons.
I do think it's not uncommon for the best play with hunting party and patron to be scoring a little bit on the earlier side, just because it is
Uh,
often the case that you get to the point where you have more money than you know what to do with, quicker than you have more buys.
yeah. So like here you could take another buried treasure, I guess, for another buy next turn.
I would love to see a
Um,
magnate and a hideout. I don't know if that's correct. I think it
I
would be fun.
I agree actually. Yeah, Steph makes a good point. Magnate in a hideout is going to be some really serious draw.
And money. The magnate reveals all
You
of the
don't actually
tokens in hand.
with two villagers, you don't even need the hideout. You can just do magnate for like two turns or something. The game's over by that point, so you don't even need the hideout. I don't think. So yeah, because I think by the time you need the villager effect, the game is over. Because like VRSmith probably triple provinces this turn, most likely.
Yeah, triple would be pretty safe. So Minionpawn has a maximum
Can,
of 4 buys this turn, it looks like. Yeah.
can they quad? Maybe they can quad. Yeah, see that the buried treasure did get tossed, which was the kind of the problem with having multiple buried treasures. Well, not multiple, but like more than two. This might quad. I don't know. You play Margrave first, right? But you want to
Mine already in
find
hand. Let's see, we got 23, 26, 28, 30. You have to find 2 more money to hit
yeah,
32. That's going to happen.
just play Margrave, and then that's game right there. Or not game, but it's 4 provinces, which is effectively game.
It'll be 4 provinces with some coppers left over.
Yeah,
And a buried treasure in play.
and 4 cards set aside on a grotto,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's it. Like just take 4 provinces and GG. All right, and that'll be a concession, which may be reasonable.
Alrighty, VRSmith wins their 3rd championship and first in 3 years.
That's been a long drought, huh? 3 whole years.
I know, right?